The architecture of deception. Why the stage scene always fails the law of gravity. A killer once told me that he spent 3 hours cleaning the scene. He thought he was a director. He moved the body, wiped the table, and tipped the chair. He wanted to tell me a story about a tragic accident, but here's the problem with being a director in a crime. In a crime scene, that is. You can't fire the lead witness. Again, you cannot fire the lead witness. And the lead witness is physics. Today, we aren't looking at what the killer wants us to see. We are looking at the architecture of deception. I'm going to show you why a stage scene is a house of cards that collapses the moment we apply the law of gravity. Welcome back to the audit. The BPA Breakthrough 2026 Fluid Dynamics. Let's look at a case from late 2025. A suicide in a locked bedroom. The suspect claimed the victim shot themselves while sitting on the bed. But our 2026 AI-enhanced bloodstain pattern analysis BPA told a different story. You see, when a drop of blood travels through the air, it follows a predictive arc. In this case, the impact splatter was found on the underside of the nightstand. For blood to reach that location from a sitting position, it will have to ignore gravity. Our new multi-model imaging tools, released last year of July 2025, now allows us to measure the velocity of each droplet to within a fraction of a millimeter. We proved that the impact happened 4 feet higher than the bed. The suicide was a murder. The suspect tried to write a script, but he forgot that the blood doesn't have an imagination. It only has a trajectory. The LIDAR and the biomechanical impossible. So in March 2026, research published in Environment, Development, and Sustainability introduced a new 4D LIDAR reconstruction method. We don't just take photos anymore. We scan the entire volume of the room. So when a suspect stages a scene to look like a self-defense, they often claim they were backed into a corner. But the LIDAR scan reveals the truth. We can now identify the biomechanical impossibility trajectories. If you claim you fired from the floor, but the bullet path through the walls proves the barrel was at eye level, your self-defense story is dead. Again, let me repeat that. If you claim you fired from the floor, but the bullet path through the walls proves the barrel was at eye level, your self-defense story is dead. We can use drones and 3D software to bring the scenes to life. We don't listen to your words, we listen to the spatial confinement of the evidence. The vicious audit, the varnish of truth. Suspects often try to clean the scene with bleach. They think if they can't see the blood, we can't either. But by early 2026, our portable NIR sensors near Inform can detect blood adulteration in seconds right at the scene. Bleach doesn't erase blood. Again, bleach does not erase blood. It just changes its chemical varnish. Again, it only changes its chemical varnish. When I'm auditing a scene and I see that the bleach ghosts, I know exactly where you spent the most time panicking. And that's where I find the 13th question. If this was an accident, why did you feel the need to scrub the floor? for 3 hours before calling 911. You see, the logic is simple. Innocent people call for help. Guilty people call for a mop. The structure call. Again, the structure call. A stage scene is just like a lie made off of furniture and fluid. So if you want to see how these patterns of madness are built from the ground up, my 12th book, The Architecture of Madness, breaks down the psychological blueprint of those who try to outsmart the law of physics. Subscribe to the Bureau. The Internal Siege is next. We're going to talk about how I make a liar's brain overheat without raising my voice. This file is now closed.